Part 1: The Awakening of the Rich System. Lin Yu was an ordinary young man, struggling to make ends meet in a world that seemed to have no place for him. Life was harsh, and he often found himself at the mercy of circumstances beyond his control. But one fateful day, everything changed. Lin Yu awakened a mysterious system known as the Rich System. This system was unlike anything he had ever imagined. It granted him trillions of Nether Tokens, a currency that could be used in the underworld. However, there was a catch. The money was unusable in the real world. At first, Lin Yu was frustrated. What good was all this wealth if he couldn't spend it? But soon he discovered the true purpose of the system. The world was on the brink of a terrifying transformation. A global horror game was about to begin, where supernatural entities and deadly challenges would test humanity's survival. Only those who could tame ghosts or outwit the horrors would have a chance to live. As the game began, Lin Yu realized the true value of his system. While others were scrambling to survive, he could use his Nether Tokens to recruit powerful ghost followers, buy rare items, and manipulate the rules of the game. The system wasn't just a tool, it was his key to dominating this new world. Part 2: The First Challenges. The horror game was brutal from the start. Participants were thrown into terrifying scenarios where they had to face vengeful spirits, deadly traps, and mind-bending puzzles. Lin Yu's first challenge was a haunted mansion filled with restless ghosts. While others panicked and tried to appease the spirits, Lin Yu used his Nether Tokens to summon a loyal ghost servant. This servant not only protected him, but also helped him uncover the secrets of the mansion. Lin Yu's ability to spend his way out of danger quickly set him apart from the other participants. He began to gain a reputation as someone who could handle even the most dangerous situations with ease. But his success also attracted attention, both from jealous competitors and from the mysterious entities controlling the game. Part 3: Building a Ghostly Empire. As Lin Yu progressed through the game, he realized that survival wasn't enough. To truly thrive, he needed to build a network of allies and resources. Using his system, he started recruiting more ghost followers. Each ghost had unique abilities, from combat skills to knowledge of the supernatural. Lin Yu treated his followers with respect, earning their loyalty and trust. One of his most significant recruits was a powerful ghost general who had been trapped in the game for centuries. This general became Lin Yu's right-hand man, helping him strategize and fight against the increasingly dangerous challenges. Together, they began to build a ghostly empire, with Lin Yu as its leader. But Lin Yu's rise to power wasn't without its challenges. Other participants in the game saw him as a threat and tried to sabotage him. Some even formed alliances to take him down. Lin Yu, however, was always one step ahead. His system allowed him to predict their moves and counter them with ease. Part 4: The Secrets of the Horror Game. As Lin Yu climbed the ranks, he began to uncover the truth about the horror game. It wasn't just a random event, it was a carefully orchestrated experiment by powerful entities from the underworld. These entities were testing humanity's potential to survive in a world dominated by supernatural forces. Lin Yu also discovered that the Nether Tokens he had been using were more than just currency. They were a form of energy that could influence the balance between the living and the dead. The more he spent, the more he tipped the scales in his favor. But this power came with a price. The entities controlling the game were watching him closely, and they didn't take kindly to someone disrupting their plans. Part 5: Betrayal and Redemption. Lin Yu's journey wasn't without its setbacks. As his power grew, so did the number of people who wanted to see him fall. One of his closest allies betrayed him, selling his secrets to a rival faction. This betrayal led to one of the most dangerous challenges Lin Yu had ever faced: a battle against a powerful ghost king who sought to destroy him. Despite the odds, Lin Yu refused to give up. He used every resource at his disposal, from his ghostly followers to the rare items he had purchased with his Nether Tokens. The battle was fierce, but in the end, Lin Yu emerged victorious. The betrayal, however, left him scarred. He realized that trust was a rare commodity in this world, and he needed to be more careful about who he let into his inner circle. Part 6: The Rise of the Ghost Tycoon. With each challenge, Lin Yu's power and influence grew. He became known as the Ghost Tycoon, a title that reflected his ability to use his wealth to control the supernatural. His ghostly empire expanded, and he began to attract followers from all corners of the underworld. But Lin Yu's ultimate goal wasn't just survival. It was to uncover the true purpose of the horror game and put an end to it. He believed that humanity deserved a chance to live without fear of supernatural forces. To achieve this, he needed to confront the entities controlling the game and challenge their authority. Part 7: The Underworld's Hidden Rules. As Lin Yu's influence grew, he began to notice patterns in the horror game. The challenges weren't random. They followed a set of hidden rules. These rules were tied to the balance between the living world and the underworld. Lin Yu realized that the entities controlling the game were using it to maintain their dominance over both realms. The Nether Tokens, which Lin Yu had been using so freely, were a key part of this system. They weren't just currency. They were a form of energy that could manipulate the supernatural. Determined to uncover the truth, Lin Yu began investigating the origins of the game. He used his ghostly followers to gather information and infiltrate the underworld's power structures. What he discovered shocked him. The game was a test, designed to find a successor for the ruler of the underworld. The entities controlling the game weren't just testing humanity's survival, they were searching for someone strong enough to take their place. This revelation changed everything for Lin Yu. He realized that his actions had consequences far beyond his own survival. If he wanted to end the game, he would need to challenge the very foundations of the underworld's power. Part 8: The Ghost King's Challenge. Lin Yu's rise to power didn't go unnoticed. The current ruler of the underworld, a being known as the Ghost King, saw Lin Yu as a threat. The Ghost King was a powerful entity who had ruled the underworld for centuries, and he wasn't about to let a mortal take his place. The Ghost King issued a challenge to Lin Yu, a battle to determine who would control the underworld. The stakes were higher than ever. If Lin Yu lost, he would be destroyed, and the horror game would continue. If he won, he would gain control of the underworld and the power to end the game.
The battle was unlike anything Lin Yu had faced before. The Ghost King was a formidable opponent, with powers that far surpassed anything Lin Yu had encountered. But Lin Yu wasn't alone. His ghostly followers, now a loyal army, stood by his side. Together, they fought against the Ghost King and his forces. The battle was long and grueling, but Lin Yu's determination and resourcefulness gave him the edge. Using his system, he was able to outmaneuver the Ghost King and exploit his weaknesses. In the end, Lin Yu emerged victorious, claiming the title of Ghost King for himself.
Part 9. The New Order. As the new ruler of the underworld, Lin Yu had the power to reshape the rules of the horror game. But his victory came with new challenges. The entities who had created the game were still watching, and they weren't happy with Lin Yu's interference. They saw him as a threat to their control and began plotting against him. Lin Yu also faced resistance from within the underworld. Many of the ghosts and spirits who had served the previous Ghost King were reluctant to accept Lin Yu as their new ruler. To gain their loyalty, Lin Yu had to prove himself as a leader. He implemented reforms, creating a new order that prioritized fairness and justice. He also worked to bridge the gap between the living and the dead, creating a system where both could coexist peacefully.
Part 10. The Final Confrontation.
Despite his efforts to create a better world, Lin Yu knew that his fight wasn't over. The entities who had created the horror game were still a threat, and they weren't going to let him dismantle their system without a fight. Lin Yu began preparing for the final confrontation, gathering allies from both the living world and the underworld. The final battle was a clash of titanic proportions. The entities unleashed their full power, creating challenges and obstacles that tested Lin Yu's resolve. But Lin Yu had come too far to give up. Using his system and the loyalty of his followers, he fought back with everything he had. In the end, Lin Yu's determination and ingenuity proved to be his greatest strengths. He was able to outsmart the entities and dismantle their system, putting an end to the horror game once and for all.
Part 11. A New Beginning.
With the horror game over, Lin Yu turned his attention to rebuilding the world. He used his position as the ruler of the underworld to create a new system that promoted peace and cooperation between the living and the dead. The Nether Tokens, once an ability of oppression, became a symbol of unity and progress. Lin Yu's journey wasn't without its sacrifices, but he emerged stronger and wiser. He had gone from being an ordinary man to a leader who had changed the course of history. His story became a legend, inspiring others to believe in the power of determination and the importance of standing up for what's right.